Yo, what's going on, people? You already know it's K Souls in the building. When it's charge time, it's content time, and that's what we're about to do now. So today I was looking at the news cycle and I saw an article. Apparently, the British government are looking at castration, yeah, for SA offenders. So if you're an SA offender, yeah, you could get castrated.
Are you serious?
Listen, I'm laughing, but it's crazy, and I guess I feel no way because if you're out there doing a madness, then you deserve it. But what I will say is, what does castrated mean? Do you know what castrated mean, people? That means your things get chopped off, yeah. So obviously, I read further, and it's not actually getting your things chopped off. It's chemically castrated, which is basically medication to remove your sexual thoughts, and it maybe I don't know whether it stops your thing from working. I don't know yet, but from when they're saying chemically castrated or castration, I hope I'm saying the word right, by the way. From when they're saying that, to me, that makes me think that your things don't work. Anyway, let's get into this article. I'm going to read it, and then maybe you guys can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about if you don't know already. Yeah. So, PDF files and other SA criminals will be castrated under new government plans. Yeah. Drugs can be used to dull urges and slash offences by nearly 2/3. Studies have shown. Now, Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood is said to be looking at plans to roll the treatment out across 20 prisons in England, Wales, ahead of a nationwide program. And she is reported to want to go further still, and is exploring whether the UK could adopt chemical castration for criminals. For too long, we have turned a blind eye to the threat offenders pose, considering the solutions too difficult or unpalatable, a government source told The Sun. Shabana isn't squeamish about doing what it takes to protect the public. As always, she will grab this problem by the proverbials. The newspaper reports that plans for a small voluntary pilot have been rejected for not being tough enough. Castration has already been used in some US states, including California, for offenders who have been released on parole. So maybe if you see this from California, you're probably saying, yeah, that's been around for time. But yeah, it's new to UK, and obviously they're looking to roll it out here. This article goes on to say that a poll in February found that more than 2/3 of voters under 30 believed offenders should be castrated. So 2/3 of voters. The survey, by Find Out Now, recorded 67% of them as being in favour of the chemically castrating offenders, and just 24% opposed, reflecting the generation's tough law and order attitude. Chemical castration is voluntary in Germany, France, Sweden and Denmark, and some offenders actively seek it out. The process includes taking 2 drugs, one to limit thoughts and other to reduce testosterone and limit libido. It has also been proposed by countries including Cyprus as an alternative to serving life sentences. The proposal comes months after Kazakhstan announced the mass chemical castration of 11 PDF files amid a campaign for the worst offenders to have their genitals surgically removed. Wow. All the men reportedly committed crimes against the inviolability of minors in the Castration region in the north of the country. Details were not given of the cases, but the child offenders were starting to forcibly receive libido sapping injections. Approval was given for the PDF files to be jabbed 24 times a year at an annual cost of £278 each. Kazakhstan has some of the toughest laws in the world on PDF files, Official information is published on their addresses after release from prison, so parents can understand where potential danger is lurking. The MOJ has been contacted for comment. You heard it there. I didn't even know this was a thing, and I think it's a good thing. Like, it needs to be done, but is it enough? Because depending on the SA level, yeah, I think worse should be done to certain people. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think if you're a PDFer, especially if you're a PDFer and you've done harm to kids, yeah, then this is light work. Like, okay, so you won't have the desire no more. They've removed the desire from you, but you've still hurt an innocent child. Yeah, this is not enough for people like them. For grape, I would say if the cause of it is lack of control, then this kind of makes sense. But this shouldn't be given instead of a life sentence or a prison sentence. Because I saw somewhere they said that, I think in Cyprus, yeah, it says in Cyprus, they're using it as an alternative to life sentences. So depending on how bad the crime is, a life sentence should be a life sentence. If the crime would usually get a life sentence, I'm guessing it's either fatal or it's damn near to that level. So a drug or an injection shouldn't change that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy. I think it's like, I saw under some comments on social media that people like are happy finally got the government are doing something. But like I said, I still think it's light work. I think it makes sense, but it's still light work. The only other side to it is what happens to the men though that are falsely accused. Imagine your whole system gets shut down and you didn't do it. So that's the scary part. And I think this should be an eye-opener to man them. Like, what I would say now, like back in the day, we was taught that when you move to girls, you know, you apply the pressure, you try and get into the drawers or whatever. That's the conditioning that a lot of men grew up with in my day. Like, the work is to ginger the girl, like, make her feel good, and try and persuade her to let you inside. That was it back in the day. But I don't think men should follow that in this day and age. It's way too dangerous. It's way too dangerous. I just think, like, at this point, if the woman wants it, just let her be the one to suggest it. Let her lead the whole way. And a lot of women won't like that, because some women do want a man to take control, but the waters are too mucky right now. It's too risky. Like, as I always say, either just find one wife that you can have that type of relationship with, or if you're out here just, having one night stands and stuff, listen, let the girl start it. Let her finish it. Let her do everything. Make sure it's consensual. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's too risky to even be put in a situation like this, and you have to be careful how you maneuver. Try and always have evidence. It's crazy that we have to think of this in 2025, and it's crazy that it has to be like this, but obviously some men have messed up the game for other men, and then you've also got horrible women that are ready to lie on man and manipulate situations because they're hurt or whatever, and now we're here. So to be careful, what I would tell my own sons is, listen, let the women take over when it comes to that, or don't do nothing at all. Let them lead the way, and always try and make sure you got evidence whatever you're doing. Do you know what I mean? That's all I can say, because Lau getting falsely accused, and then they put this on you, chemical castration. That is long. that means your libido's gone. That means you might not. The thing is, you might not even realize. And I guess it's a good way to abstain. So I want to know. Okay, must wear off, because they said that people had to renew it. Yeah. So PDF files to be jabbed 24 times a year at a cost of 278. So that means you have to consistently be taking it. So you can. So yeah, it's good to. I think it's good for people to abstain if you want to focus in life and you don't want to. I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying they should roll this out though, because I think it's weird. Don't you think it's also weird how everything that messes with our biology is now coming through injections? Like even with like Ozempic and all things like that they can basically make you lose weight. You can inject yourself and you'll lose weight. Like now, I didn't know that you can inject yourself and lose your sexual awareness or your sexual thoughts or your libido, whatever they want to call it. Do you know what I mean? And I have a feeling, like I said earlier, that means that your thing won't work. It's going to get a hard one, and you're not going to have any thoughts about from it. I mean, it happens when you're young, but to me it's weird, and I wouldn't like that. And I'm not even into SA. I've got my woman and we good, so I'm good. But this is just a warning for those out there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy. So man, them, just be careful. And do you know what? If you're not careful, then you kind of deserve it. I can't lie. Leave the women alone. Consent first. You dig? Leave the kids alone. But if you want to mess with kids, fire to you. In fact, you deserve way worse than a long sentence in jail. I can't lie. And even this here is just being nice to you. So yeah, man, I think that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. They're saying that 67% of people from the survey were all for the chemical castration, and 24%, or that would be 23%, right? No, I swear that's 33%. Well, anyway, the other percentage were, well, they actually said 24%. So 24% of people were against it. I'm with it, but I still think it's not enough. What do you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.